Hello dear students, welcome back to my science class. Today I am going to continue with the chapter Combustion and Flame. In my previous video I have already discussed about combustion. Today we are going to learn about flame and fuel. So let's start. Flame. Everything that burns do not produce a flame. Flame is the zone of combustion of a combustible substance. Substances which vaporize during burning produce flame, like kerosene, wax, etc. Substances which do not vaporize during burning do not produce flame, like coal, charcoal. So the substance which do not produce flame, they simply glow. So we have learned that everything that burns do not produce a flame. Substance which vaporize can produce flame. Other combustible substance glows when burned. Now here we can see flame of a candle. Flame of a candle can be divided into three parts. Outermost zone of complete combustion, which you can see is blue in color, and it is the hottest part of the candle flame. Then middle zone of partial combustion, that is moderately hot and orange or yellow in color. And innermost zone of unburnt wax vapors, that is the least hot zone. So flame of a candle can be divided into three parts. Outermost part of complete combustion, innermost part of unburnt wax and vapor, and middle zone of partial combustion. We will learn about this in detail. The different zone of a candle flame can be described as follows. The innermost zone. The innermost zone is the zone which is formed just around the wick of the candle flame as the candle burns. It is also known as dark zone of the flame. It consists of hot, unburnt vapors of the combustible material. There is no air present here, so it is the least hot of all the zones. As the innermost part do not get any air, it do not undergo combustion. It just produce hot unburnt vapor of the combustible material. Next is middle zone. Middle zone is also known as luminous zone. Is the zone which is moderately hot with limited oxygen supply. Hence, the fuel vapors burn partially and produce carbon particles. These particles then leave the flame as smoke and shoot. This zone is the major part of the flame, because whenever you have seen the candle flame, you see that major part is look like yellowish orange. The color of this zone is yellow. And the outermost zone also known as non-luminous zone, is the zone of complete combustion. The ample presence of oxygen or air aids in the complete combustion. It is the hottest zone of the candle flame and does not produce much light. It is blue in color. So this is the characteristics of all the three zones of a candle flame. The innermost zones of no combustion, as it do not get any kind of air. The middle zone of partial combustion, as it get moderate amount of oxygen supply. And the outermost zone of complete combustion, because it gets ample amount of oxygen. Now, we will experimentally prove what we have learned. What we are doing here, if we hold a copper wire just inside the candle flame for about 30 seconds, we will notice that the portion of the copper wire just outside the flame gets red hot. What is the reason behind that? Because the portion of the flame that is outside the flame is the zone of complete combustion. So it is the hottest zone. So copper wire becomes red hot. To use this property of the outermost zone of complete combustion, and as it is the hottest part, goldsmith blow the outermost zone of a flame with a metallic blowpipe for melting gold and silver. They use this outermost zone of a flame because it is the hottest zone of a candle flame. About the middle zone, we have learned that it is a zone of incomplete combustion. So, when candle flame is steady, if we introduce a clean glass plate or slide into the luminous zone of the flame, that is the middle zone, we will see a circular blackish ring on the glass plate or slide. Why this circular blackish ring appears? Because the circular dark ring is formed by the deposition of unburned carbon particle present in the luminous zone of the candle. As the middle zone gets moderate supply of air and it doesn't undergo complete combustion, so some unburned carbon particle remain there. So if we hold the slide on the luminous zone of the candle, we can see deposition of this unburned carbon particle. Now fuel. Fuel is the source of energy, and to obtain that heat energy, we have to burn the fuel. What are the types? There are 3 types of fuel depending upon its physical state. Solid fuel like wood, coal, charcoal, etc. Liquid like kerosene, petrol, diesel, etc. And gaseous fuel like CNG, LPG, biogas, hydrogen, etc. So fuel is the source of energy. Calorific value of a fuel. The calorific value of a fuel is the amount of heat energy that is produced on complete combustion of 1 kg of a fuel. What is the unit? It is expressed in kilojoule per kg. Here is a list. You can see different fuel and their calorific value. That is expressed in kilojoule per kg. And you can see hydrogen having the highest calorific value in the list. Now, what are the characteristics of a good fuel? I am not using the term ideal fuel, rather I am telling characteristics of a good fuel. The fuel should be cheap and easily available. It should be easily stored and transported. The fuel should have high calorific value and moderate rate of combustion. The ignition temperature should be moderate, neither too high or too low. If it is too low, then it will catch the fire easily and we can tell it as inflammable substance. So there are chances that accident may happen. And if it is too high, then we have to provide with ample amount of energy in order to fuel undergo combustion. It should not produce harmful gases on combustion. That is a very, very important criteria of a fuel to be designated as a good fuel. What are the harmful effects on the environment due to burning of fuel? Fuel like wood, coal, petroleum release unburnt carbon particle which cause respiratory diseases like asthma. Incomplete combustion of fuel release carbon monoxide gas. Whenever there is ample amount of oxygen present, it reacts with fuel and produce carbon dioxide. But incomplete combustion result into release of carbon monoxide, which is a very poisonous gas and can cause death. Because our hemoglobin is having more affinity with carbon monoxide than oxygen. So if carbon monoxide is present, hemoglobin will bind with carbon monoxide instead of binding with oxygen. That may result into suffocation and death. Burning of most fuel release carbon dioxide gas, which causes rise in the temperature of the atmosphere. This is called global warming. It causes melting of polar ice, rise in sea level and flooding of coastal areas. Burning of coal and petroleum release oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, which dissolves in rainwater and form acid rain. Because sulfurs of oxide and oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, if react with water, it will form sulfuric acid, sulfurous acid and nitric acid. So that will precipitate it as acid rain. It is harmful for crops, soil, aquatic organisms and damages building. So these are the harmful effects of burning of fuel. Thank you.